Hey, soul survivors, we are going to talk about why it is so draining to be with a narcissist. I was driving home from a baby shower yesterday. It was across state, but I went to use my phone. It was only on 15% battery life. I started thinking, what is going on? It should have lasted. And I'm like, oh, there's running apps in the background. And I cleared them out and my phone lasted. So it started me thinking with all the running apps that are going on in our head when we're with a narcissist, that we have so much going on that it's using up our life battery, as in a sense, where we're feeling exhausted all the time because all these things are going on in our head, whether it's, what are they going to say, or how do I correct the situation that went wrong? And it gets really tricky because you try to give them what you think that they would be happy with. You can even ask them what they would be happy with, and then they twist it around, and it's always your fault. And so now we have to deal with our feelings of either shame or confusion. And we spend a lot of time trying to figure out, how do I say this? We're walking on eggshells, and that's very meticulous on how we proceed, that we have all these thoughts going on in our head. We're also battling the feeling of guilt, like, did we do something wrong? Or trying to figure out how to be a better person so we can feel the love. Now, we have to remember we are a good person. So you have to believe in yourself. And the energy shift is where they start taking from us, and we're not getting anything in return. If we do, it's breadcrumbs. There's so many micro damages that they do. It's just like you don't see the damage until it's been pretty profound. And I gave an analogy before, like if you pick one little piece of hair out of my head, you're not going to notice it. You can pick 10, whatever, but over time, if there is repeated exposure to this, you would see bald spots. And so we have empty spots in our heart that, because of everything that's going on, and we start getting in a state where we're confused and we have brain fog, and then we start questioning our memory, and then it shifts who we are. We start acting different, or we start covering up things for our narcissist, either out of fear that they're going to be angry, or give excuses because sometimes we might feel alone. If you're always going to family functions, and in the beginning you're like, yeah, he said he would come with me, I can't wait to see the family. And then, are you embarrassed, or do you not want to tell the whole story? And we start a lot of times being isolated as well. So by closing some of these apps in our head, as an analogy, we have to stop ruminating so much. We have to stop wondering why so much. We have to realize, if you've ended the relationship, that there's nothing you can do that would have fixed it. It's the dynamic of the relationship. And I'm starting a channel on high value. It's called High Value Boost. If you type that in, High Value Boost, with the at sign, you can find that channel, where it's going to be for high value relationships and the dynamics that go along with that, how to handle certain situations. Because if we stick to our boundaries, it weeds the people out. Unfortunately, when we're in these relationships, we want to save it. And it can be salvageable if both parties want it. But the narcissist, their words don't match their actions. So we give them chance after chance, and then we get those breadcrumbs. And it's this repeated cycle where, just like my phone, I cleared it out, but I did some web searching. It's probably eaten up my battery life again at an accelerated rate. So the narcissist will eat at your energy source at an accelerated rate. We go to sleep, we sleep about 8 hours to rejuvenate our bodies. When it's with the narcissist, as soon as our mind starts thinking about them, or as soon as there's contact or promises, or picking up our phone, trying to see if they contacted us, or picking up our phone in fear that they contacted us, it gets that draining cycle going again. So if the narcissist is not willing to change, it's just going to be that draining cycle over and over again. If they change, if it's possible, they You know, there are self-aware narcissists, you know, but we have to maintain those boundaries. Otherwise, it's like putting a firewall on my phone, which symbolizes the change, but and our boundaries. So our boundaries would be the firewall to knock off the energy draining. But if there's holes in the firewall, or if it expires, it's not going to keep the energy where it needs to be. So I just thought it was interesting on driving home. It's like, you know what? If I just closed off all those apps, I'd be safe. If my car broke down, I could call somebody for help. I would be able to not be so bored when I got stuck in that traffic jam. And with our lives, if we shut down those apps by putting up the walls, the firewall, which would be our boundaries, we would have so much more energy and so much more room in our head to think about happy things or to plan what we want to do in our future. But we're in survival mode and it will drain us. Hope that was an interesting analogy for you. One-on-ones are available. I'll see you in the next chat. Have a good day.